Hey guys, I can't do my normal good morning everyone. I can't do that because I'm recording this at night. Because I'm going to be busy tomorrow. Going on another search for Trevor Farthing, the 52-year-old who is missing, has been missing now for almost 7 years. From about 16 miles away from where I live. So I did a search last week, just a bit of a recce on one location. And for those of you who saw that live stream, that's the 9 Arches. That's an artist depiction of the Sankey Viaduct in its heyday. And those are the ships with the tall sails that I tried to explain. But anyway, this is one of the routes I'm going to be doing tomorrow. This is one of my planned routes. I'm also going to check out the Sankey Canal. Stay tuned. I will be live later. It'll be like evening with an update on the search for Trevor Farthing. But I want to talk about 3 cases in this video. Quick update on the Madeleine Soto case. A quick update on Sebastian Rogers. And the main event of this video is the Delphi case. Yeah, we're watching, aren't we? Yeah.
It's time for you guys to start being journalists.
Before an angry Andrew Baldwin left the courthouse, 13 News overheard him speaking to Richard Allen's wife, saying, "It ain't over. The world's watching. The world sees what's going on."
Before we get into the Delphi case, Stephan Sterns' defence, who I don't know yet, but I'm sure we'll get to know in the coming months. They've put in a notice that they're going to partake in discovery, which means that in Florida, the Sunshine State, that a whole heap of stuff will come out now. Hopefully more about what, if anything, Jen Soto knew, Madeleine's mother. So stay tuned. I think it won't be too long before stuff starts coming out. Not the autopsy, because that's a protected document for a minor who has been murdered in a domestic situation, but other things will come out. Sebastian Rogers. Now, yesterday, Seth, Sebastian's dad, and his spokesperson, Tony Mathis, were on Nancy Grace. And apparently this clip was cut out. Well, I certainly didn't hear it. The full version of it is available in audio format and podcast providers. I listen to my podcasts on Apple. You don't have to. There's plenty of other podcast providers. I didn't hear this. I didn't hear this clip, but this is doing the rounds on social media. This is the voice of the polygrapher, whose name escapes me at this little moment in time. Well, this is Nancy talking to the polygrapher.
After a polygraph was conducted, what is your theory of what happened to your son, Sebastian? What did Seth say?
He explained to me that Sebastian was routinely taking a sleep aid, and he believes that Sebastian probably wouldn't go to sleep. So his mom, Katie, overdosed him and caused his death. That's what he told me.
No, I think that's a ridiculous theory. I know that's one of the theories that's doing the rounds. So I'm guessing that Seth has just been watching too much social media. Yes, you can have too much social media, especially when there are ridiculous theories out there. Not that it's necessarily that ridiculous. I've heard worse, but I just don't think it happened. Where would they hide the body? Where's the body? You know, there's a human leg been found in a fishing lake somewhere in Mississippi, and everyone's jumped on that. Ooh, Mississippi. Well, Chris takes his RV to Mississippi. Yeah, but this place, look on the map how far away it is. How are they going to hide a body there in the time they had available? Riddle me that. All right. So no, I don't think that happened. Why would you, if your kid overdoses, if you accidentally give them too much medicine and then you freak out, what do? Do you hide the body? Or would you just say he took it himself? Because he's 15, he's not a baby. You'd just say, while I was asleep, he overdosed. All right, the biggie, Delphi case. Now, a whole bunch more documentation has come out, various court filings, but I want to draw your attention to this one. This is ridiculous, especially given in light of who this psychologist is and what she's been getting up to. So this is the state's request for pre-trial ruling on admissibility of a supposed confession that Richard Allen gave, or at least incriminating statements that Richard Allen gave to a psychologist. All right. Now, in my country, if you talk to a psychologist and they inform you that they will break your confidentiality if you are a danger to yourself and others, or if you are going to commit a crime, you break confidentiality. But this is strange. This doesn't work in my head. Coming from a profession of psychology, this doesn't work in my head. So I'm going to read this, but it gets worse. Comes now the state of Indiana by prosecuting attorney Nicholas C. McClelland, trying to be slick here. Hereby requests a pre-trial ruling on the admissibility of certain communications made by Richard Allen to a psychologist. In support of this request, the state submits the following: that Richard Allen had access to mental health services at Indiana Department of Corrections, where he was housed for safekeeping. Yeah, whatever. Didn't keep him very safe, did they? Mental health personnel employed by Centurion Health provide psychologists or counsellors to whom Richard Allen has made statements. Dr. Monica H. Waller, a psychologist licensed to practice in the state of Indiana, has documented statements of Richard Allen, which the state believes fall within an exemption to confidentiality pursuant to blah, blah, blah. Privileged communications between psychologists and clients states in part. So this rule states in part, a psychologist licensed under this article may not disclose any information acquired from persons with whom the psychologist has dealt with in a professional capacity, except under the following circumstances: trials for homicide, when disclosure relates directly to the fact or immediate circumstances of said homicide. So Frances is going to prove this, isn't she? She's going to say, oh yes, of course, Nick. The state intends to offer into evidence the testimony of Dr. Monica Waller. Confession statements, incriminating statements. They must be, mustn't they? It doesn't particularly say that, but it must be, mustn't it? Well, who's Dr. Monica? Well, I have no idea. But she's been living it large in Delphi groups. Anyone think it's super inappropriate for a treating psychologist who may be a witness at a trial to be a member of this group and others? Monica. Delphi murders, drama, gossip and facts. Do you think that's super inappropriate for Monica Waller to be a member of these groups? Slicky Nicky relying on this psychologist who's in gossip groups. She's in gossip groups. How super inappropriate is this for a professional? You'd think, at the very least, she wouldn't have used her real name. So whatever she and Slicky Nicky might have drummed up between them, well, they're not exactly bright, are they? Let's put it that way. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Actually, I'll see you live, hopefully, after the search for Trevor Farthing. Bye, guys.